Hi, I'm Heidi with Onigo Stamping. Welcome to my craft corner. I'm so excited that you are joining me today because I have a really fun card making technique to share with you that I think you are going to love. It is called paper piecing, and it is a fun way to color in your line images without using any coloring tools. No watercolors, no color pencils, no markers, none of that. I'm also going to be using brand new stamps and papers, so I think you're going to love it. Can't wait to share it with you. Before I get started though, if you have any questions or you need help with rubber stamping, card making, paper crafting, I would love to help you out with that. Just leave a comment or go ahead and send me an email and let me know how I can help you. In the description to this video, you're going to find a link to my website. On my website are the dimensions for today's projects. You're also going to find the supply list over there, so it's a great resource for you to check out. In the description, you'll also find a link to my Facebook group, and that is where we hang out and have all sorts of fun. So I hope you'll come join us. There's also a link to get on my newsletter list, so you'll stay up to date with Onigo Stamping. If you liked today's video, please like, subscribe, and share it with all your friends. That super helps me out, and I really appreciate it. Okay, Onigo, let's get stamping. So here are the supplies that I'm going to be using for today's card. First of all, I have the Delivering Cheer stamp set. Now this stamp set, when I first looked at the August to December mini catalog, this stamp set just jumped off the page to me. It was like, I immediately saw it and I'm like, I want that one. That was definitely on my, top to get list, right? I think it's so cute, and I love that there's like these little mix and match tops. It kind of reminds me, when you were little, you had those fashion plates. It was like you could pick the different skirts and the different tops and you can mix them up, and then you put a piece of paper and you rubbed a crayon over it to get different outfits. It kind of reminds me of that. Anyway, really love it. Super cute. With this, I'm going to be using the Peaceful Prints Designer Series paper. Now this is available for free as part of Celebration. Yay, freebies, right? It's really great prints, and I've already cut into a bunch of it, but let me show you the different prints. There's some different plaids, snowflakes, this beautiful like birch tree, some deer, this really cute pine tree. And then we turn it over and there's some more prints. There's these really cute buffalo plaid deer on there. And we got some snowflakes on some plaid, and then just some a whole bunch of different prints. Just super, super cute stuff. Really, really love it. It is going to work awesome with the Peaceful Deer stamp set from the August to December mini. I don't have the stamp set, but it is really cute. It's on my wish list, and it is going to work really, really well with that paper. You can see those deer. The deer motif is going to kind of carry over to some of the deer that's on that paper. So really cute. That's going to be great together. But you know me, I always love to see how can I take products that aren't necessarily made to go together and just put them together. So especially paper and stamps. So we're going to be using the Delivering Cheer, and I'm going to show you how to do a technique called paper piecing. And I want to start with a piece of basic white cardstock. Now, all the dimensions for this card are going to be over on my website. And of course, the link to my website is in the description to this video. I am going to start, so I have a piece of basic white. I also have a piece of the plaid. I'm hoping this is big enough. I have a piece of this plaid. I'm going to put down some scrap paper just because, I just put out this new grid paper. Maybe keep it clean a little bit for the video. We'll see. All right, so I have this little piece of plaid, and I'm going to start with her skirt. So I have the image of the woman's legs with the skirt. I'm going to ink this up with the Memento ink, and I just want to stamp this right on the plaid, and it's just going to barely fit. This was a scrap I had, and I was really hoping it was going to fit so I didn't have to cut into another big piece. But there you go. You can see how that skirt is right on that piece of plaid. Now, what I can do now is I'm actually going to stamp my whole little person here. So let's ink up her skirt again and her legs. We're going to stamp her legs right here on this piece of basic white. And this piece is 2 inches by 4 inches. So there's her legs. And now we'll take this top, which has all these cute presents, And we will stick this top right on the top of her skirt. And hopefully we did it well. Yay, it matches up. All right, so there's our person. And I just want one more quick little thing. I'm going to add, there's kind of this ground. I always like when I have people or something standing, I always like them to be standing on something and not just floating. So that little bit of ground just does some good work there. All right, so there's my image. Now I have this little piece that I have stamped on this piece of designer series paper, and this is what's really fun. And you could choose any paper, so you could make this skirt just all sorts of fun, fun different designs and things like polka dots, or I don't know, what can you think of? What paper do you think this skirt would be cute as? All I'm doing is I'm just fussy cutting this, and I'm cutting it right on the line. So, normally when I fussy cut, I leave kind of a border, but because of this technique, I actually want to cut right on the line, or maybe even just inside the line. But this time the line is pretty thick. This is a really good line art image for doing this technique with. And I am just going to cut right through the center of that line. So it just takes a minute. This isn't really hard. This really is a great set for doing this with because it's pretty simple and it has a nice line to it. So, all right, there's her little skirt. Isn't that cute? And all we're going to do is I'm going to take some multi-purpose glue. And hopefully, oh, there we go. A little bit too much. We'll just put some multi-purpose glue on there. And then this will just get popped right here over that stamped image. So you can see how that just kind of, lines up. I probably could have done her top down just a little bit further, but it's okay. So there's her cute little skirt. And now I'm going to go ahead and color in the rest of this. So I'm going to grab some cherry cobbler markers, I think some mossy meadow, and then some crumb cake. So these aren't the exact colors of the paper the cherry cobbler is, but the rest of the paper is like garden green and Sahara sand. I don't have those blends, so I'm just going to use the reds on these. And my cherry cobbler markers are starting to run out. So that's the other thing. So when my markers, ooh, I can't even get anything out of this one. This one I was using the short tip the other day, and now it's completely dead. So we will just switch. And we're not going to blend these. They're just going to be dark. So that is one thing with the blends. They do, they don't last forever. They are going to run out. So I actually, I don't try to order all the colors at once. I kind of take breaks sometimes between colors because I know if I'm not going to use it a lot, probably just don't even want it sitting there. Rather just wait. So, but that being said, I use my blends all the time and I'm always wanting colors. So really, I just keep adding. I'm running out of space for them. All right. So I'm just coloring in some of these presents. Since I only have one red blend, we're just doing one layer on these. And I can do a little bit. We'll let it dry and then I'll come in and I'll be able to add just a little bit of shading after that dries. I'm going to do this one all the way down here. Oh, I got some in her hand. Well, she's going to have a little red spot on her hand. Do you ever do that? You can try to come in with the color lifter, but we'll try it. I don't think it's going to work very well. I think it's just going to make it bleed out. I'm going to make her shoes red too. Because you got to have your shoes match your dress, right? There we go. All right, now I'm going to come in with my light mossy meadow. I'm just going to color in some more packages. Just do a whole bunch of different stuff here. Let me see. do this with the Mossy Meadow. We'll do this one with the Mossy Meadow. I'm going to come in with the darker Mossy Meadow, and I'm just going to add a little bit of shading in here. Maybe under where the bow is, near the edge, towards the bottom. I'm not going to do too much because I find this the dark Mossy Meadow is pretty dark. So I'll just do a little bit. I'm going to come back with my light Mossy Meadow and just blend that in a little bit more. So we'll just pull that up. There we go. Now I'll come in with my light crumb cake. Yeah. And we'll color in the rest of these boxes. Color in down here and here. There we go. And come in with the dark one again. We'll just add a little bit of shading. Now I think for her skin, I'm going to try using some light petal pink. And just very lightly add that in. I said I was going to color lift out that red splash. I really don't think it's going to work. We'll try it. All right, so I'll take my color lifter. Let's see if we can splash out her hand a little bit. That's actually not too bad. There we go. All right. I'm going to take some dark crumb cake and I'm just going to add this over. And there's our cute girl. So let's put this card together. I'm going to start by layering this on some cherry cobbler. And this girl was 2x4, so my cherry cobbler I did a 3/16 inch border, so it's 2 3/16 by 4 and oops. I'll be sorry about that later. By 4 3/16. So much for saving this this grid paper. This is going to get sticky. We're just going to put a piece of paper right on there because that's going to get sticky. All right. Then I took a piece of this. This is like the same plaid, but it has snowflakes on it, which I think is really fun. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to adhere this to a piece of real red cardstock. Mix in some real red with some cherry cobbler. And this piece is 4 3/4 by 2 3/4. And the real red is 4 15/16 by 2 15/16. And we'll put this girl right on top of there. And I, of course, have another sample to show you along with this one. So an alternate sample. So we'll put her right on there. Ooh, I didn't tell you about one of the supplies I'm going to be using because I kind of forgot. So also on this card, what I wanted to do is I wanted to grab, these are the wonderful snowflakes. So they're like these laser cut snowflakes on this, I don't know, shimmery paper. I don't even know what it is called. But you can see that it like shimmers in the light. So let me pull this out. And I'm just going to grab one of these. Try to pull it off the sheet. Come on. There we go. Put those aside. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, so I want this in 2 different places, but I don't want to, you know, I only want part of it. So I'm just going to take this and cut this in half. This way I get 2 in 1. Now I have a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock. This is of course 5.5 by 4 1/4, or I'm sorry, 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. If I can speak today. And all I want to do is I'm going to take these little snowflakes, and I'm going to put one down here. I'm going to put one up here. I'm going to glue them in just a second. I just want to see how they're going to, yep. So I'm going to glue them in just like that. And then they're just going to show, you know, that little bit on the sides. I thought that would mimic the paper really well. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive down in the center of the snowflakes. I think this is really, really thin. I need a thin glue pen. So I'm just going to put that just like that. I'm going to do the one up at the top too. Oops. That was upside down. Ooh, did I glue that upside down? No, I didn't. Okay. That would be my luck. I glue it upside down so the shiny part was stuck to the paper. So, all right, there we go. Now we'll put her down. So just some extra layers. A really easy card, but it's just, you know, got a few layers to it. So she's going to go right on here. And we'll trim off the edges of those snowflakes. There we go. Maybe she's straight. Just go ahead and trim off any edges that are sticking out there. And now I want to stamp a sentiment for this. So I have a little piece of cardstock. It is 3/4 inches by 2 inches. And I have a sentiment. It says, "Sending love and Christmas cheer." I'm going to stamp this with the memento again. And just stamp this on this little piece of cardstock. Now, normally when I'm stamping cardstock, little sentiments like this, I stamp it and then I trim it to the right length. It's just easier that way. But this piece was already cut. So then this is going to go on a little piece of real red that is, oh, I don't know, 15/16 by 2 3/16. Because again, I'm doing all 3/16 inch borders here. So there we go. And then I have the elegant trim, the Simply Elegant trim. And I'm going to grab some of the silver cord. This comes with a silver cord and a gold cord. And use the silver on this. You can see I've used more gold than the silver. I was using it with the Artistically Inked suite of products, and that's all got golds in it. So I used a whole bunch of gold and not as much silver. So we're going to set this up. I just tied a bow in there, and we're just going to put this on with some dimensionals. Trim this off. So I'm going to grab some mini glue dots. Now, normally the mini glue dots come like on a roll, but this is actually from the paper pumpkins. So I just grab those glue dots from the paper pumpkins and then use them for putting on bows. So just put that mini glue dot on the back there. And I'm going to stick it right there. Now I'm going to grab my dimensionals, and I'm only going to put the dimensionals on the ends because in the center is going to be that knot, and I don't want it to bump up any further. So there is my card. Isn't that cute? I just think it's so adorable. Love that girl. She's so cute. She's got style. All right, I promised you I have another sample, so let me show you that. So here's the first sample. Get all my extra bits and bobs out of the way. And let me show you my other sample. So on the other one, I used the girl carrying a tree, and I grabbed a different plaid. I grabbed a Sahara sand plaid for that. This one I actually watercolored because I didn't have the right colors. Like I said, I didn't have the garden green, so I watercolored this instead of using the blends, but I think it's super cute. And again, just kind of layered it all up. Put that same greeting on. Here I use the Sahara Sand Baker's Twine from the Baker's Twine combo pack. So just a really fun, cute, simple card using paper piecing. Paper piecing, not piercing, piecing. Thank you so much for joining me. Wasn't that a really fun technique? I can't wait to hear how you're going to use it in your stamping and card making. If you liked today's video, make sure that you like, subscribe, share it with all your friends, and then come on back and see me for more tips, techniques, and inspiration. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.